That's weird. Someone gave me a like, but they're not in. Oh, they're in there now. Okay. Well, whoever's here, hello, cheers. Taz up here. Um, just hanging out, smoking. You know, same old shit. So, School of Crop. Okay, at least I get to see who's here. Welcome. Cheers. Um, yeah, we're just gonna smoke and hang out, talk about weed probably, more like we do usually. So, nothing unusual. So went on a long 30-mile bike ride today. So I'm just kind of chilling out now. Tasmanian. Hey CSO, what's going on? Fazoli. Wow, everybody's showing up. Got Taz with me tonight too. He's gonna hang out and party with us. It's New Jersey, my boy. Had him since he was a kitten. And he's getting old now, but he loves to get high. Yep, of course he does. Oh, so how's everybody doing tonight? What you smoking on? How you doing? How you feeling? Happy Veterans Day to any veterans out there, or fathers who are veterans, mothers, whatever. So, cheers. There's somebody else in here that's lurking. I can see that. There's somebody lurking that hasn't given their name yet. Hey, come on now. Just type a period or something, man. What are you worried about, huh? There we go. Oh my God, we're up to 8 now. Shit. So people are showing up. So yeah, these aren't really exciting, but it's just, me like smoking and talking about weed and stuff. Gonna be empty for 10 days or so. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that's always a big chore. Deep cleaning the flower room, yeah. Yeah. I share it to my friends. Cool, thanks. So yeah, so I guess what's going on my garden, I've got Tattoo and Sunset in tent number 1, and it's got about 4.5, 5 weeks left in flower. I got a Citrus Pie Auto in flower, and I think it's got about maybe 3 weeks, 2, 3 weeks left. I'm always unsure about these autos sometimes. Chop's my camping partner. Okay. Um, and then I've got some, other seeds started. I got a Suzy Q, a Planet Skunk Ape, and Cherry West, Purple Unicorn, Grape Cheese, Purple Bubba Kush. Yeah, I got all those started right now. So that's what's going on in the garden downstairs right now. I think I'm smoking on Purple Scout right now. So Purple Scout's in the bowl. Cheers, everybody. You want a little bit, huh, buddy? You want a little hit? Oh, he wants a little hit, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Oh. He's like, Daddy, I like that Purple Scout. Yeah. Hey, Moonwater, what's up? And it's 4:20. Oh, yeah, it's 4:20. So if you ain't smoking, you need to start. Think I'm gonna pack me a bowl. What's a good veg time for clones? Well, it depends on how big you want them to be in flour. Uh, I usually go 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the strain, in veg time for clones. I mean, because when I throw them in the tent, I go straight into flour. So I do all my vegging outside the tent, and when they're big enough to where they still got room to stretch, you know. Yeah, rest in peace, Peanut. What a crock of shit. The fucking government doing that crap. Um, when they're like a foot to maybe 18 inches away from my light, I like to put them into flour because they'll stretch right up to the light then. So that's kind of, I go by the height of the plant, really. Depends on the strain. Some strains grow faster than others. Some grow bushier than tall, so, all that stuff. But generally, 4 to 6 weeks is enough. Yeah, poor Peanut, man. What a crock of shit, man. Couldn't leave the guy and his fucking squirrel alone, man. They gotta fucking come in and kill the damn thing. Fucking government. I don't know if they ate him. I think the Department of what was it, Department of Wildlife or whatever the fuck it was, Natural Resources or whatever the fuck it was. They said they killed it to test it for rabies. Great. And they never did say if he had him. Obviously, he probably didn't. So they just killed him because somebody dared to like handle wildlife. Yeah, so I'm gonna pack a bowl with some hash on top here, and I think I'm gonna go with purple banana cookies this time. Yeah, exactly. I know about that one too. So yeah, I'm gonna go with purple banana cookies with hash this time. This came out really good, really, really strong, hard nugs, and great yield. I think I got like a 3/4 of a pound or a pound out of one plant of this stuff. Purple banana cookies. It was a good yielder. Yeah. And I grew several of them, so I've got a buttload of it around here still. So yeah, we're gonna pack this up and add a little hash to her, and light it up. I'm gonna have some edibles here in a little bit too. Uh, so yeah, there's a little bit of my keef hash, and throw some of that. Oh yeah, on top of bowl here. So we got 6 people in here, and that's cool. I think I know one of the lurkers, but I'm not 100% sure. But if they throw a couple dots up, I'll know. I think I know one of the lurkers. I could be wrong, though. Who knows? As long as they're not trolling, I'm okay. I get sick of dealing with that shit. Oh, this is going to be a nice bowl. This belongs still nice and clean. Is he made they took Peanut, or is he mad they won't make the money mad if he won't make the money from the squirrel? I think he was probably attached to the damn thing. I mean, I saw some of the tricks and shit. The thing was like, I don't know. And I'm sure, he's pretty happy that it was making him a lot of money, but I don't think he would wanted to see it die. I'm sure he was. I mean, you like your dog and your cat. I mean, it's a pet. I'm sure he got it attached to it like we do. I mean, it could have been a little bit of both. I mean, he was making some good money off of those videos, but he also rescued the thing and took care of it and trained it and fed it, and so he must have cared some about it. It's just another example of the federal government deciding, no, you can't do it. It's against our rules, and we're going to take him away and we're going to kill him. So you can't even try to get him back in court or nothing because he's going to be dead. It's just a fucking typical federal government doing its bullshit, overreach, overpower fucking moves again. It's Bunch of crap. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. And, I feel sorry for the guy. I'm sure he's mourning him a little bit. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I'm going to light this bowl up here now. I suggest if you've got one packed or a joint or something that you join me. Because consider this like a virtual consumption lounge. We haven't got the real ones yet, where you can actually go in and smoke weed and sit at a table and all that. But also you can't keep wild animals, so I wouldn't have showed it so much. Yeah, and of course they're going to make an example of him because, he had so many views on that, they're going to make an example of him. But man, there's lots of people out there that are keeping wild animals. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of people keeping wild animals. And some of these Maine Coon cats and stuff, and some of these like sailor cats or whatever they're called, they're wild cats, but they're keeping them, So, I mean, why he wasn't hurting nobody? Why is the government got to always fucking, pull shit, Just, it's like, the guy wasn't abusing the animal. He wasn't, torturing it online or something, I mean, they just have to show that they had the power to do whatever the fuck they want, and we just have to bend over and take it. That's the message. That's them telling that to everybody out there who thinks they can stand up to the federal government. You're not going to win. We're going to take whatever we want from you. We can put you in prison. We can not charge you for a year. They can do anything they want these days. So, yeah. I didn't want to get into all that, but Kroger's finest frozen pizza. Yeah, we got a Ruler's real near us, which is the Kroger's offshoot, I guess. They got a lot of Kroger brands in the store. It's owned by Kroger. Yeah, we get a lot of stuff from Costco too, man. They got some great pizzas at Costco. Fuck. So, 7 people in here. Everybody, hey, you can always just type what you're smoking on or what you're eating on, whatever, just let us know what's going on right now, Anyway, this is that bowl with the hash in it, and you can see it on top of there. We're gonna light this, and you're gonna watch this thing flame like a candle. Oh, that was a good hit. That was a real good hit. Oh, real tasty. So, yeah, so how many of you out there are living in a state where it's not legal to grow medical weed or it's not legal to buy weed from dispensaries? Anybody here living in a state that you can't do that yet? Tell us what's going on there, Missouri finally got a rec last year, and they had medical about 4 years ago. That's when I got my medical grow card and all that shit. So, but it's been close to 5 years now, actually. In fact, I remember I got it like the end of December. So, yeah, I think this December 30th or whatever will be like 5 years since I've gotten my medical grow card in the state of Missouri. So, and they leave me the fuck alone as long as I pay them every year or 3 years. They finally extended it to 3 years. Used to be every year you had to pay them. They got my card when Missouri went legal. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, man. I mean, who wouldn't? I've saved 25 grand in fucking buying weed in the last 4.5 years easily. So who wouldn't do that? I mean, not everybody can grow, I guess, but if I had enough incentive, put it this way: before I started growing weed, I had a no green thumb at all. I couldn't keep spider plants alive, but I studied the shit out of it to find out what to do so I wouldn't kill these fucking plants, and because I wanted to smoke it. You know, I didn't have to go buy that shit at $300 an ounce on the street back then. So, so if you're motivated, I tell people, look, you don't have to buy a tent. You don't have to do all that shit. Get yourself a nice big decorative 30 or 40 gallon ceramic pot, put it in your living room in the corner, grow an auto in there, put an LED light over them. They even got decorative ones for those now. And you could, oh yeah, they're very expensive still. The dispensaries are very expensive. Just throw a decorative LED light over it with a timer, give it about 18 hours a day, and treat it like a fucking house plant. And by the time you're done, last auto I did, I got 8 ounces off of it. So yeah, well, yeah. There's some crops that do better than others. Let me tell you, some are kind of ragged, but they still got bud and they still smoke. But yeah, you can just do that in the corner of your apartment somewhere. You don't need a tent for an auto. You can just put an 18-hour light on it and put some good dirt in the pot. In the pot. You can even get some of that soil that's already got all the nutrients in it for most of the growth, so you don't even have to fertilize it if you don't want to. And just throw auto seed in there, and you're going to get anywhere from 4 to 8, 10 ounces if your auto grows well. And it's a decorative plant for one damn thing. It looks a pretty good looking plant, compared to a lot of house plants out there. So, I tell people, man, you don't have to go. Like I went out and spent like $3,000 on my initial buy just to get started, and then I replaced all the lights. That was another $2,000 or better I spent on lights. Oh, and way better than that. Probably $2,500 I spent replacing the lights, and of course the fans and filters, timers, all that stuff. I bought I bought a water filter to purify the water. The whole 9 yards. But man, it paid for itself, and pretty damn quick when you're not buying weed. So. But yeah, you can just start with a simple plant in the corner of your fucking living room or bedroom with an 18-hour light over the corner of it and just grow it like a beautiful, beautiful, productive house plant. So, that's my advice for people that are just wanting to get started. They don't want to go out and drop $3,000. You can get a decent, flat light, 1,000-watt lights, all you need for one plant. You can get one of those for like 60, 80 bucks anywhere, decent one. Spider Farmer one you can get for like 99 probably or whatever. And, a timer and some fucking water and fertilizer. Hey, Harley Grower, what is up, man? Good to see your ass, man. What you doing? I got some Carmen Miranda Rose I've been smoking on over here, Harley. I still got some of that left from that crop, man. That was a beautiful plant, and I tell you what, it tasted fantastic, and it had a fucking hell of a buzz. What's going on with you, Harley? How you doing? What you growing right now, and what's going on in your garden? I know you were doing some other stuff, but how's your weed growing going? Good to see you, man. Ain't talked to you in a while. I crossed that with OPV, and it is straight gas. Oh my God! So you took the Carmen Miranda Rose seeds that I sent you, and you crossed it with orange. What is that? OPV. I'm trying to remember. Orange. What was OPV again? I can't remember what that was, Harley. What was OPV? Uh, what is that? Orange Pit Viper. That's right. I remember you were messing with that stuff. Yeah. So you crossed it with that, and it is really killer, huh? Oh man. Well, I like the bud the way it came out on that plant, and I like the way it had kind of a spicy and sweet taste together. It was really an interesting cross. And yeah, my clients enjoyed it. The ones that got some of it, they enjoyed it. So yeah, my patients, they enjoyed it. Orange Pit Viper. So Harley. I'm growing some of Fazoli seeds out that he sent me about, I don't know, probably 2 years ago. Killed it this year. I have a fuckload of pot. There's never a problem with a fuckload of pot. I've got probably about, um, I want to say 7 pounds or more around here, but that's not a fuckload. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, Um, so yeah, I've been blessed. I didn't grow outdoors this year. I started it outdoors and I ended up pulling it because I was getting paranoid. My license doesn't allow me to grow outdoors, and I thought that's all I need to do is get busted with 4 plants in the backyard when I've already got a tent full of weed in the basement legally. So why am I fucking with this? So I pulled the outside stuff and decided I'm not going to grow outdoors. But yeah, fuckload of pot is good. You might want to do some stuff like Canadian bacon, man. He's making shitloads of bubble hash up there with his weed, man. Gave away 9 plants, still had to dry 2 plants at a buddy's house. Oh my god, dude. Well, Canadian bacon, he bought this big old stainless steel washing deal, and he's making shitloads of fucking hash, bubble hash. I mean, like the way he's talking, he's making pounds of it. Yeah, but they did, dude. Oh my god, man, that was a lot of fucking work to harvest that and trim all that. Holy fuck. I'm sure you had that all machine trimmed somewhere, right? I mean, you couldn't have hand trimmed all that shit. There's no fucking way, man. I can barely keep up with my crops. So you must have a source for a big fucking power trimmer somewhere. So yeah, so I'm growing some of Fazoli's seeds that he sent me right now. I got some cherry west going, and some purple unicorn going of his, and I'm just gonna see how they come out. They're regular, so I gotta pull the females out of them. But yeah, I got a dry sift machine and a chest freezer for hash rosin, and I have a closed loop system for nitrogen purge wax. Holy shit! There you go. Yeah, I'd be converting as much of that to wax as you could, man, because that shit still got some market value around here, man. I bought some the other day at the dispensary just because I was in the mood to do some wax. And I think it was on sale for like $20 a gram, but I had a bunch of credit or something. So I ended up walking out of there with 2 grams of wax for like $10. Gonna buy a CRC filter and make diamonds. Oh, Harley, I'm gonna definitely have to get closer to you, my man. I may have to make a road trip up there. Holy shit, man. You got the stuff, man. Yeah. So I'm still just making the dry sift hash, and throwing it on a bowl, and enjoying the shit of it. I sell some of it quite a bit, people buy it, and they like it. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So yeah, and I'm doing a lot of edibles right now, Harley. I mean, I'm just doing this shitloads of fucking edible stuff. We're getting into the savory stuff now. We've been doing all the sweets and all the butters and stuff, but now we're gonna get into the savory stuff with a rap producer's kid, and he's got a closed system that makes mine look tiny. I can run 3 pounds at a time. He can do 10. Holy shit. Yeah, I never had any desire to buy all the equipment and the gas and all that and to do the nitrogen or CO2 or whatever different kinds of gases they use. I could just see me getting stoned as a motherfucker and blowing the fucking house up or something. I mean, fuck. I still fuck up shit all the time. I could just see me like, telling my roommate, hey, my girlfriend, hey, I'm bringing in this nitrogen gas system downstairs to make wax or batter, rosin, whatever you want to call this shit nowadays. And I don't think she'd be real thrilled about that. I don't think that would go over too well. I got a tiny bubble hash machine, and I swear to God, I've never gotten shit out of that damn thing. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, 10K biker club I used to build bike parts for gave it to me to use. Holy shit. And you know how to do all that shit, right, Harley? I mean, you obviously know how to do all that shit, right? So you're basically going to turn all that fucking payment when they want it done. You're gonna turn all that fucking weed that you grew outside into wax and hash. They got the big ovens and everything they bought over. Oh my god, nice. That's cool, man. I'm glad to hear that things are going so fucking well for you, man. I've always been curious how things are going for you, man. I've always followed you and appreciated all your help you've given me over the years and the seeds you sent me and everything, man. But it isn't worth shit anymore. I can still get bill and a half for an ounce, you know. So, it's still not too bad down here because dispensaries are very high down here. So we're still getting a little bit on the street. Yeah. See, no, I won't be doing that. No, I'm getting usually a bill and a half. Maybe a close friend might get it for a bill. But they gotta be pretty damn close. Yeah, really good friend, gets it for that. So, a couple more states go legal around you and your prices will drop. Yeah, well, Illinois is already legal and fuck. I don't think Kansas is. I think Kansas didn't do it, but of course Oklahoma is. That's on our border, and I think Indiana is, and that's on one of our border. No, that's Illinois' border there. So yeah, they've got Ohio going legal, cut my prices in half. Don't that shit suck ass, man. Man, it's almost like I'm doing all this trimming and all this work, and that's all I'm gonna get out of it. That would really be disheartening, man. I mean, when I first started out, I was getting 3 bills, and then I lowered it down to 2, and then I said, fuck it, I mean, and part of it's, this is going to sound fucking stupid, but all that money I spent on weed over the years, man, and I mean, seriously, I've added it up, and it's probably close to $500,000 I bought on weed, and nobody ever gave me a fucking break on the price. I mean, I was like, no, man, full fucking retail, no matter how much I bought from them. And so, I got kind of pissed about some of that shit. And so now, the fact that I can sell it for a bill and a half and people can still afford it, and get more of what they want, I'm cool with that. And on top of that, I sell a lot of edibles and pre-rolls and hash and stuff like that. And all that comes from my bottom bud and trim. And literally, I sell, quite a bit of the gummies and the chocolates. And I make these little individual chocolate rounds. And then I sell a lot of the Rice Krispie treats and brownies sometimes. Cookies get sold sometimes, So I'm doing a lot of stuff besides just the flour. I sell the tincture oil as a medicinal thing. And people can buy butter from me if they want and make their own shit with it. So, I kind of when I saw the prices dropping, and I read this article in High Times that said that by a certain year that more edibles and stuff like that would be sold than flour. I realized I had to at least diversify enough and move into like the edibles and the medicinal stuff. And the hash, which is as close to a concentrate as I get. Yeah, I mean, I still sell my hash rosin, just the key for hash for $15 a gram. So that's I'm comfortable with that, and they get a pretty good amount of weed hash to fuck with. Yeah, you know what, dude? I still have some of the mushroom chocolate that you sent me, man. I still have some of it. I mean, I do a couple squares of that shit, and I'm just like buzzing, man, just fucking buzzing. So I still have it around. In fact, I took your chocolate with the mushrooms, and I added my THC chocolate to it, and poured it into 1-inch square molds. And I did one of them about, I don't know, say about 3 months ago. And man, I was buzzing all fucking night long, man. I could not go to sleep. It was pretty intense. So, and that was diluted with my THC chocolate, so it was probably, like my chocolate's probably 2 or 3 to 1 to your chocolate with the mushrooms, and it still fucked me up, man. I'm a lightweight with that stuff, Harley. I'm a lightweight with that stuff, man. I don't do it enough anymore, and I haven't done it since I was a kid, really. And I've got a desire sometimes to think about doing microdosing of it to see how that would affect my mood and my feelings of health and all that. But I really don't know about how to go about, what's a good microdose, and because it isn't going to depend on the strain of mushrooms. So let me ask you this: like, if I'm microdosing, isn't a microdose from one strain going to be stronger than a microdose from another strain? How are you going to know how much to do so you're not like fucking tripping all day, but you're getting the microdose benefits, Harley? I mean, you know, do you do it by your body weight, or do you do it by? I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, you're talking about a piece of fungus, so I don't know exactly how to regulate that. Okay, because they're just too strong, in other words. I mean, even a tiny amount of it, you're going to be tripping your balls off. Why is that being held for review? What the hell is going on here? This shit is stupid. I don't mind. That's fucking. Yeah. Yeah, there's no problem with that. Okay. So, yeah, that's cool. I weigh it out, use my weakest hybrids for the chocolate to microdose. Okay. So, like, how much would you. Okay, so let's say you're making up chocolate. See, I make my chocolate up. I use 2 cups of chocolate chips or whatever, and I add like a cup of my oil. Okay, and that's how I make my THC chocolate. Okay, I use 2 cups of chocolate chips and a cup of my THC oil. Right. So let's say I was going to do 2 cups of chocolate chips. How much do you grate this stuff? I've seen videos where people grate this. They micro grate this stuff. Is that what you're doing, Harley? Do you like 3 grams of fungi for 2 ounces of chocolate? And do you micrograte that, like, microplane it or whatever the fuck they call that, into the chocolate? I grind the fungus up into powder. Do you use like a coffee grinder or something, or do you use like a weed grinder? I use a coffee grinder. Okay, I got one of those. I don't have anybody local. I really, well, I think I do know a guy locally that can give me mushrooms, can get mushrooms for me. He's my vape guy. I got this guy that I buy vape pens from, disposable, rechargeable vape pens. He gets me a really good price on them, and it just isn't worth me trying to make my own vape. I've tried all kinds of shit to fuck with that shit, and it just isn't worth it. So I fucking just buy them from him, and he's got a source for the shrooms, but I'd probably rather get them from someone like you for sure, so I know what the fuck I'm getting. We'll talk about that offline sometime a little bit more. But yeah, okay. So now you've got the chocolate made up. 3 grams of fungus for 2 ounces of chocolate. How much do you take a day if you're microdosing? And do you do it for a while and then stop, or do you do it continuously? I mean, how does this microdosing work? How much chocolate would you eat a day? And how do you do it, like for 10 days and quit, or do you do it for 30 days straight, or what's the story on that? And if you microdose, you're still able to work and stuff. You're not like, well, I don't mean work because I'm retired, but you're still able to drive and function and shit, or are you like too fucked up to do that shit? I kind of need to know about that a little bit. 11 people in here. Welcome all. Why don't you shout out what you're smoking so we know who you are? 1 square of my microdose chocolate has like 150 milligrams of fungus per square. And that's a microdose. Should barely give you a yawn. Okay, cool. So if you ate 1 square of your chocolate bar, you would get the microdose benefit, right? without like feeling like you're tripping all day. Okay, so that's interesting to know. Um, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, 3 grams of fungus for 2 ounces of chocolate. Yeah, you don't think that's a lot, but mushrooms don't weigh much. Dry mushrooms don't weigh much, so 3 grams of that's probably a lot of material. No, one square of my chocolate bar will give me a buzz. Oh yeah, I'm sure it will, because I literally diluted your chocolate bar with my THC chocolate, and I ate one of the 1 inch squares I poured of that, and I was definitely giving a hell of a buzz. I was sitting there watching Pink Floyd concerts on the fucking TV and shit, man. I was like tripping a little bit. So yeah, and that was just after I diluted it with a buttload of my THC chocolates. So yeah, I know your shit's strong, man. I did one of your chocolate squares straight, and that was like whoa. So that's why I diluted it. I make a 2 milliliter chocolate square that's just right for microdosing. Yeah, yeah. I got these little half moon molds now. They're like round on one side, flat on the other. And that's what I'm doing for my chocolate, my gummies now. And they're strong enough that that's a dose for most people. Um, 5 packs for $10. That seems reasonable. So with microdosing, do you do it like for the rest of your life, or do you do it for like a period and then you stop for a while and go back on it? I mean, what's your recommendation on if somebody was going to do this, experiment with microdosing shrooms, assuming they can get a safe strain to do that with? What would you do? Would you do like continuously forever, or would you do it when you're not feeling good, or do it for a period and then stop, or how do you like to do it? Depends on why. Oh, okay. Well, that's to say that someone's trying to get the health benefits from it. I don't know if they're dealing with PTSD or they're like, I don't know. I need it for pain relief and depression. Okay, that works. I'd say it's a lifestyle change. Okay, so yeah, I could qualify for both of those, Harley. My back's not anywhere near what yours has gone through, but it's chronically in fucking pain. And marijuana does help, and edibles does help, but if it was with depression, it'd be once a week. But if you're dealing for pain, you're going to do it every day then, right? Because pain doesn't go away. It's here every day, right? So, okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. Pain 5 to 7 days. 5 out of 7 days, okay. It's a mental health thing. Yeah. I can see that, man. I can really see that. I always said that, I did acid when I was younger, and I really didn't care for the experience that much. But mushrooms, I always enjoyed the visuals and stuff that I used to get from doing mushrooms, light streamers and color streamers and sound distortions. And yeah, it'd be pretty trippy. I got to tell you a story about me and mushrooms, okay? So I get I get this shitload of these dried mushrooms, and I decide I'm going to eat them. So, like a dumbass, I make them. I cook them into a pot of spaghetti, and I realize I got to eat the whole fucking pot of spaghetti to get the mushrooms, right? So, I sit down at the table and I eat this fucking pot of spaghetti, and I was so fucking full I couldn't hardly breathe. And I decided to go to the strip club across the river. So I knew that by the time I got there, I was going to start tripping, I was going to start tripping balls. And so I busted ass getting there, man. I was speeding a little bit, making sure I got there, And I get to the fucking strip club, and I walk in the front door. And as I walk in the front door, it fucking hits me. And I'm standing there. And there's nude women all around me up on stages, right? And I'm staring at the lights up in the ceiling. The colored lights, going around and shit. And I can't stop staring at them. I'm seeing streamers and shit, And the music starts distorting, oral, the oral distortions you're getting, from the mushrooms. And this older barmaid, whatever you want to call them, came up to me. She goes, "Honey, Are you okay? And I said, well, sweetheart, I said, I just ate a shitload of mushrooms. And I said, I'm kind of tripping balls here. She goes, oh, I'll take care of you. And she did. She took me to a table and got me sat down and started bringing me water and drinks and shit, you know. And it was a very interesting night. I mean, it was but yeah, I couldn't stop staring at the fucking lights, man. It was just like, they were just like, light show was like incredible. And I thought to myself, they used to do this Pink Floyd laser light rock show at the planetarium. And I thought, man, wouldn't that have been fucking awesome? The problem is, once it's over with, you got to drive home and you're tripping balls, you know. So I don't exactly know how you're going to do that unless you got a driver, you know. But yeah, they used to do these Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, and all these laser rock light shows on the dome, you know, in the dome. Great sound, and man, and the seats were like recliners. You laid back in them, and you like I stared at the ceiling. Man, we used to just get fucking totally stoned and go to see that shit. It'd be like midnight showing, you know. And we would get totally fucking ripped out in the parking lot and go in there and just fucking watch that laser light show on the ceiling. It was fucking awesome, man. It was so cool. You know, simple fucking pleasure. My nephew had all kinds of addiction and behavior problems. He got over one, fixed time, quit drugs, drinking, and straightened up. He doesn't do anything anymore. Wow. He did TMT. Okay. I don't know a damn thing about that stuff. But yeah, quit drugs, drinking, and straightened up. He doesn't do anything anymore. Well, yeah. That's probably good if he has all kinds of problems with addiction, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky that the only thing I've ever really gotten addicted to is marijuana, and I admit that I'm probably addicted to that. 10 minutes fixed his whole life. Now, that's usually done under the care of a therapist or something, isn't it? I mean, usually that's done with a professional or something. You don't just do that in your fucking bedroom, right? I mean, you know, yeah. Wow. Harley, you're just into all kinds of stuff that you know, some of it is like, what's bullshit? Okay. I don't need no professional retard. Well, yeah, I know, man, but I just thought I'd seen specials or whatever where they been using them like with different psychedelics, and I don't know. Yeah. I, yeah, I would certainly want someone to be around me the first time I did something like that, that had done it before and could talk me through anything that I don't know, man. I guess I'm getting chicken shit as I get older. I still got that tiny hit of acid you sent me, man. Still got that. Still sitting over there, man. Well, I gotta say, if you gotta do it, that beats the fuck out of a mirror, brother. God. Yeah, and you don't even mind licking that off, you know. Oh my God. Harley, you've lived a life, brother. God, why is this thing? Don't be a pussy, take it easy, but definitely take it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that hidden. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want my life to be radically changed right now, you know, but hey, I'm okay with most of my life, you know. I mean, I smoke a lot of weed, but it doesn't seem. Dude, I just went through all kinds of physicals and shit, and my lungs are still in great shape. You know, my fucking heart's in great shape, and you know, I got no diabetes, I got no high blood pressure. My blood pressure's perfect. You know, all the numbers are right where they need to be, and the only thing I attribute it to is I smoke weed. I smoke a lot of weed, and I think weed is good for you. So, you know, my lungs are actually better than most people's, you know, seriously. Oh, dude, I did peyote when I was young, and I did mescaline, I did some of that stuff back then, and I smoked opium and stuff, but yeah, maybe I am a little bit scared about that, yeah, maybe I don't want to find out all the stuff I've been stuffing down in there and hiding and keeping down in there, and I got demons, man. They need to be kept in a cage. They don't need to be getting out and playing, even for a short period. So, best that I keep some of that stuff, you know, on a strong leash inside a big fucking strong cage inside a big fucking warehouse, You don't get my age without having some shit, some demons, you know. But you're right, Harley. I probably am afraid to try some of that kind of stuff, because the last time I did acid, man, with some friends, and I mean, God, I was in my 20s, Um, it was a bad experience because they started, getting ignorant, and then I got paranoid, and it wasn't a good experience. Hey, look at one, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I eat super clean, I quit everything bad, but only wear organic cotton clothes, eat biblically. Wow, Harley, you have gone through some serious life changes, man. Look at this one. How the hell are you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. Wow, everybody's getting in here tonight. It's cool. Yeah, lurkers is true, man. Fuck yeah, man. I'm stoned and happy, man. I got weed all over this fucking place, man. I got a rack hanging in the fucking kitchen I'm supposed to be trimming on right now, and 3 more racks down in the basement that I need to trim, and oh, fuck. Yeah, I got weed everywhere around here, man. So yeah, fuck yeah, man. Hash, weed, yeah, we're smoking. We're smoking, we're toking. In fact, I haven't done one for a while, man. Harley, I'm gonna have to call you sometime. We're gonna talk about some of this because, man, I mean, your life's just, yeah, that sounds pretty profound, man. Just changing everything like that, token on dry shift. Yeah, I've got some dry shift keep right on top of here, on top of this fucking bowl. I got 2 more nuts to tote up so I can put my caddy back in the garage. Cheers, everybody. Okay, everybody, let's fucking do a hit together. I'm only gonna go about an hour. We're like 47 minutes in here, so let's party, man. But Zoe, I can't wait to be sharing with you on one of these lives when I'm smoking your Cherry West and your Purple Unicorn that I got going. Hopefully I got some females in there. And I'm totally in for a synchronized toe. Cheers. Fuck yeah, man. Oh, fuck. Yeah, like I said, I went out and did 30 miles on my bike today, did 50 miles yesterday. Now, guys, I got to put that in some kind of parentheses there. It's an electric bike, so the motor does some of the work. But I still pedal my ass off the whole fucking time. So, I'm getting a lot of rotations in there, let me tell you. And trying to get, Harley, I'm trying to do a few things to get myself back in shape, like exercising after that surgery I had, dude. That surgery I had, that gastric surgery I had, almost fucking killed me. And I'm telling you, man, it took me 3.5, 4 months to recover from it before I could actually start eating again right and not throwing up every night. And so by the time I got done recovering, I was so weak I could hardly walk. And I bought this electric bike to go out and get some fucking exercise. And, I've put like almost 800 miles on that damn thing since I started riding it. So, you know, I got DMT, have still not tried it, have no clue how much to take. Yeah, I mean, oh. So, so yeah, I've been trying to exercise a little bit more. I still drink 2 liters of soda a day, which is not good for me. I know all that shit. But I've been trying to eat a little bit better, a little bit lighter, and not so bad. So, that's enough for now. I can't change everything radically at once, but yeah, I think I'm doing better than I was, man. Enough. It's hard to get to the breakthrough hit. Okay, 1/20th of a gram. Huh. They take the third hit if you can get it in. Oh wow! So how stupid am I? Do you smoke this, or do you swallow this, or what is it? I mean, dude, I'm not stupid enough to admit. I'm not afraid to admit I don't know much about this. So tell me a little bit about. Is it a smokable, or is it an edible, or something you eat, or bitables? Okay, so it is smokable. It hits like heroin if you don't get enough. Oh, fun. Oh, wow. Yeah, it lays you right back. It smells like bubble gum, I think. Wow, it hits like heroin. I've gotten some pretty severe couch lock with some of my weed and hash around here lately. I'm not sure I want something that hits like heroin, man. Holy shit, man. I've never done heroin, and I have no fucking desire to get that fucking down. So, yeah, I'm gonna probably, I'm getting too old to try some of this kind of shit. I think, man. Something I always wanted to try, and it's too late for me now. It's too late for me now. I always wanted to try ecstasy, and I never got a chance to try it. Nobody ever offered it to me, and I don't know, if I can handle clubbing and all that shit. Smells like burning rubber. Terrible. Oh, yuck. Yeah. DMT, nothing like heroin. Okay, well, this is getting interesting now. Yeah. LSD is my favorite. Oh, man. I think I'm afraid to do that anymore. I think I'm just too far down to do that. Too old and timid to do that, probably. Oh, wow. And maybe not dangerous. At least it's not several hours if you do too much. I second that. I can't focus without it. Wow. Well, I think it's really interesting that now that pot's legal, people are experimenting with a lot of these, what we would call fringe drugs. They're not like pot or hash or whatever. They're more on the edge there a little bit. And you hear stuff about like they're using mushrooms for PTSD for veterans. And today's Veterans Day, so let's shout out about that shit. I've heard they've had some great studies. And these guys have had no luck with this PTSD shit. And the microdosing of, I think they microdose, of psilocybin is getting them some pretty fucking great results. So they're trying to get the damn VA to approve a study on it. Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure they do. I know that marijuana works better than most meds out there. I know that, my edibles and extracts work better than most meds. I got 80-year-old fucking patients out there that are doing my edibles every night so they can sleep and be out of pain every night. And they tell me they don't want to live without it. And I give it to them really, really, really fucking cheap because, they can't afford it. And some of them I give it to them for free. Oh, fuck. Whoa, that would be interesting. I joined the gym. I have a membership at the YMCA and I go occasionally. I need to get better at that. I got to get back to the gym again, but I have a membership at the Y, and I do work out and sometimes, and try to get that. Right now I'm doing mostly the biking, and trying to get some exercise that way. But yeah, it's getting colder. I won't be going back to the gym more. Okay, there's a profound question there. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Yep. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, Uncle. Harley went through like major, major, major back surgery, and I mean, like they rebuilt him like the Bionic Man, and the pain levels were so bad that, like, yeah, he was on like levels of opioids you couldn't even imagine to stay awake from, and he was still in pain. So he's certainly got every reason to be using whatever the fucking work out there. Well, look, this one, man. Like I said, back in April, I had some gastric surgery done, and it took me about 4 months to recover from it. I was sick as a dog. I lost a buttload of weight. I got really weak as shit, and I'm back now. I'm pretty much recovered from that. And in fact, I think with the exercising that I've been doing, I'm actually better than I was before the surgery. But it's been like, since April the surgery, and basically, so that basically ruined my season for riding the motorcycle. But I bought this e-bike, like I was talking about, to recover from the surgery and get my strength back, and I've been riding the shit out of that. With a couple of my friends bought them too at the same time I did, and we've been out riding these damn things. And they're a blast. I mean, fucking, they're totally a blast, man. You climb up hills like you're a fucking Superman. Yeah, and I drink and eat all the processed food in the world, Harley. I know, man. I tell people one thing though, man. Don't eat fucking lunch meat, man. That fucking shit like bologna and brown swagger and salami and all that shit, man. That shit is as bad as you can put in your system, man. Just, get ham and roast beef at the deli, man. That's really fucking ham, real ham, not ham loaf. And avoid that fucking processed lunch meat, man. That shit'll kill you. Single ingredient foods only. Well, I'm even thinking about making my own potato chips, man. Frying them in THC oil, and making my own potato chips and stuff like that, man. We're getting ready to make our own pot mayonnaise too, man. Yeah, we're gonna make pot mayonnaise so we can make a sandwich or some deviled eggs, potato salad with it, and get totally fucked up while you eat that shit, man. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, man. Potato chips, easy, man. You slice the potatoes real thin, you soak them in salt water for 15 minutes, throw them in a deep fryer of pot oil, and boom, salt them when they come out, and you got fucking great fucking potato chips. So we're trying. This year we're getting into the savories. Like I said earlier, man, we've done all the fucking sweets. We're even getting ready to make a German chocolate cake with pot icing and pot oil in the damn cake. So we're getting ready to do that even. But we've done all the sweet edibles you can think of that's worth doing as far as I'm concerned. And so now we want to get into the savory stuff. Vinegar and oil salad dressings. Steak butter, for your steak with garlic and pot butter. Um, make mashed potatoes with pot butter. We did that one night, and everybody at the dinner got fucked up, man. That's only weed that was in the dinner was a couple pats of pot butter in the whole pot of mashed potatoes, and they were getting fucked up just on the little bit of mashed potatoes they ate. So, we're going to experiment with different kind of edible stuff. How about fried potatoes for dinner with fried in pot oil, and, with the steak, and or hash browns, fried in pot oil with steak. How about steak and eggs fried in the pot oil and the hash browns fried in the pot oil? Man, you can really go crazy with this shit. Once you've got your oils and your butters, you can just do all kinds of cooking with this stuff, and it's a great way to get fucked up, and you got to eat anyway. So yeah, I eat sweet edibles every day, gummies, chocolate, or Rice Krispie treats or whatever. I eat sweet edibles a couple times a day usually, and they do help my back pain. They do help my fucking mood. So it's worth it for me, and I don't have to pay for them, so it makes it really worth it for me. So yeah, Harley, what you were talking about earlier about the price of flour where you're at, just dropping through the floor. It hasn't happened that far yet in Missouri. Thank God, I can still get a little bit of return on my work, but I really am trying to promote the edibles, the extracts, and the stuff like that, because that shit's really expensive at the dispensary, and my stuff is like 10 times stronger than the dispensary shit. So it's a bargain for them, and I sell my stuff reasonable, like a dozen gummies for $20, dozen chocolates for $20, a stick of butter for $10. I mean, it's reasonable. You can afford it and get fucked up on it. So, I'm that's really been helping. There's been months where I've made, good money on the extracts and edibles, and that's cool. Okay, it's at 1 hour. We're down to 3 people now, and I think that's probably a good time to wrap this up. Really good to see Lickus one again. Harley, damn, I'm glad to touch base with you again. Fazoli, as always, man, great to fucking see you again. Uh, Harley, I'm gonna go back and grow some of your seeds again on my next grow or two. So I'm gonna be growing some of your Amazon Rose and your Knockout Punch and your Carmen Miranda. I still got seeds from all that, and I'm gonna grow some of that again. So, I'm going back and cleaning out my seed bin, and I'm also bringing in some new ones. I just got some auto seeds for Pineapple Express. So we'll be following to see how that comes along. Everybody have a blessed evening, a lifted evening, and cheers. And remember, keep taking your medicine.